It is my great honor to give these opening remarks for the celebration of the World Science Day for Peace and Sustainable Development. I wish to acknowledge UNESCO Office Bangkok and co-organizers to promote science for and with society in UNESCO's competencies, science policy and capacity building, environmental sustainability, and water security, all areas very important for peace and sustainable development. I wish to appreciate outstanding efforts of Mr. Shigeru Aoyagi, Director, UNESCO Bangkok Office, and Dr. Benno, Böer, Program Specialist for Natural Sciences, UNESCO Office Bangkok, and all the speakers who are going to give us excellent ideas today. As we have gathered in these unprecedented and challenging yet enlightening times of the COVID-19 pandemic, to celebrate the World Science Day, this world has become more aware of the vital role of science and the importance of international collaboration for overcoming global health and environmental crises. So certainly, world is more connected than ever, and science plays a very important role. But during this pandemic, we have understood the lack of scientific capacity and infrastructure in many parts of our world, which prevented those regions, those countries from participating in creation and adoption of scientific solutions to this problem and made their citizens more vulnerable in this health emergency. This was also echoed in ministerial science dialogue held on the 30th March 2020 in UNESCO headquarters, which gathered some 210 participants from around the world, including 77 ministers. We agreed that the following areas need to be maintained and strengthened and where open science can play a major role. The pooling of knowledge measures to support scientific research and the reduction of knowledge gap among countries. And secondly, mobilization of decision makers, researchers, innovators, publishers, and civil society to allow free access to scientific data, research findings, educational resources, and research facilities. Thirdly, reinforcement of links between science and policy decisions to meet societal needs. And also, very importantly, opening of science to society while borders were closed. And in many cases, they are still closed. With this in mind, and as we are enabled by internet and digitalization to overcome barriers of knowledge dissemination, I think we can agree that an effort towards global consensus on open science is timely and is urgently needed to ensure everyone can participate in science and benefit from it. UNESCO member states have requested a transparent consultative process to develop the recommendation on open science. Online global consultations have been done through an online survey, which was available for 4 months for inputs from February to June 2010. And this survey was available to all UNESCO member states for dissemination, all UNESCO field offices for inputs, all UNESCO associated science chairs and centers. So all UNESCO science partners, open science partners have contributed. And then we had a consultation for the Asia Pacific region on the 15th of September 2020. Key areas discussed included infrastructure of open science, use of infrastructure to its maximum capabilities, considering what is the untapped potential in the universities and to address the need of countries with limited resources, need for an international platform, and it was requested that UNESCO should host an open science platform. There should be international recognition framework, and also we need to consider how do we bring a system of rewards for open science, how to establish a roadmap for the member states. Member states need a clear roadmap for the guidance of the implementation of the recommendation. There is also a need for national platform and national frameworks which can help build capacity at all levels. How do we share our data for the global as well as for the local advancement of science? So certainly these areas open science helps us bring science for and with society. So now we are going through the next stage of consultations, which will end in January 2021. And these comments will be collated for a revised draft of the open science recommendation by April 2021. And there would be a special meeting of the member states in July 2021 to negotiate the text of the recommendation. The draft text from that meeting will be presented to the 41st session of the General Conference in November 2021 for consideration and hopefully for adoption. So certainly open science will help us bring science for and with society, science as a basic human right, and science to bring peace and sustainable development. So I thank you for coming together to celebrate this important day. Happy World Science Day to you. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.